Hello, everybody. We want to welcome you to today's stream again. I'm so glad to be here with you today as Dr. Sean Strong is still in North Carolina. He's at a meeting right now and he's really excited to be there, which is why I'm here. And I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be able to hopefully give you something that will help you today and help you something that can re-click into your brain and help you dig into the Word of God again. So again, he is in North Carolina right now. He'll be there through the 20th. If you're around the area, he's having a great time over there in that revival. They're having good services, and we're really glad for the fellowship that's happening. We're really glad of the people that we have the potential to meet, and we are really glad for every opportunity that we get to spread the word with people around the world. Yes. So since that's the only announcement today, we're gonna dive right in. And as I said in the title, today is obedience is key. Okay, obedience is key in our relationship with God because He promises blessings with obedience. You know, if we listen, if we do what He says, blessings follow that. You know. When we obey what He tells us, His laws, His rules, you know, as long, you know, if we keep going with Him and flowing with Him, and you know, knowing how it is showing and knowing how it's done and spreading the word with everyone, you know, it creates a new opportunity for us to bless someone, or to care for someone, or to show someone something else. You know, how we look at our relationship, He is our Father. You know, He's our Father. He's our Abba Father. He is everything to us. You know, He's the man that we have chosen to follow. You know, and to us, we are His children. And as a parent-child relationship, as a child, you're supposed to obey your parents. You know, that's one of the, you know, the commandment was obey your father and mother, you know. And there was a time that I did a message talking about, you know, the blessings of obeying your parents, I think, as I went into depth in that in a couple verses. And there was that one verse where it said, you know, when you obey your parents, you will live a long life, you know. And so when we obey our earthly parents, and not only them, but we obey our heavenly parent, our God, blessings come over us, you know. And it's really big, as in, you know, because obedience comes with blessings as we do it. You know, the more we do it, the more blessings we get upon us. You know, and when you can look at it as in this way too, when you're the parent and your child, you want them to obey you, because when they do obey you and when they do something good, you can bless them. You know, you can give them a gift, or you can give them physical, you know, like a hug or a kiss or something, to show them that they're doing right, you know, as like a word of affirmation, or just affirmation saying, when you listen to me, you get these good things, you know, like a, you know, when your child does chores, or, you know, then you pay them, or you give them a gift in the end of the month or the week, or, you know, when they do these things, you bless them to affirm them, saying, this is right, you obey, and then, you know, it goes on. And as a parent, you want to bless them. You don't want to discipline them as much, you know. And that's just as God. He wants to bless you. He loves you. He cares for you. You know, He wants to give you these good things. He doesn't want to hurt you, which leads me to Deuteronomy 28. We'll be reading out of this first half. We'll be reading 1-7, which says, "If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow His commands I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on the earth. All the blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. You will be blessed in the city, blessed in the country. Fruit of your womb will be blessed, and the crops of your land, and the young of your livestock, and the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. Your basket and your kneading trough will be blessed, and you will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant that the enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you, and they will come at you in one way and flee in seven. Okay, so as you see this, that's like there's more blessings after that. Verses 8 through 14, it goes into more of the blessings, but I'm gonna focus on those first seven. I'm gonna give you, I think, what is it? Four ways that God blessed you in those 7 verses. The first one says He will bless you. There's 4 different blessings. The first one, He will bless you. Blessed in the city, in the country, He blesses you coming in. He blesses you going out. He blesses your womb, so you're fertile and you don't miscarry. He blesses you wherever you go. It doesn't matter, if you're obeying Him, you get all this. As it said, in verse 1, here it says, when you fully obey the Lord your God carefully and follow His commands, I give you today. The Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on the earth. He said He will set you apart when you obey Him. He'll set you above all these other things around you. All these other things that are happening around you. He brings you above and blesses you. I will take you above, and I will bless you in the field while you're working. Bless you in the city when you're at home. I'll bless you coming in. I'll bless you going out. I'll bless you. The second thing He blesses is your crops. Or as you see it, your livestock. You could also look at that. He said blesses your crops and livestock. He blesses the seed that you plant. I'm really emphasizing on the crops right now, but when you plant that seed, He will bless what you plant, and He will bring forth an abundance of crops for you. Every seed you plant in obedience will be blessed. Every seed that you plant in obedience will be blessed. When you just start throwing seeds out and you're not really paying attention to something, He'll bless for your giving. But when you give in obedience, when He says give now, this is your opportunity to give, and He'll tell you a certain amount, and that's when you act upon that, He has a blessing already ready for you, and He will give you that blessing and it will be more than what you gave. It will be more than enough. It will be more than the 100%. And that's just how we look at this right here. The third thing, He will bless you. He will bless your basket and your kneading trough. He will bless where you work. While you're kneading your dough, or where you're filling your basket for today, the day's food. He will bless where you're working. At your job, there at home, when you're working at home, He blesses you through all of these places, and He blesses the things you own as well. He blesses your baskets so they will be full. He will bless, it's the same thing as like a shopping bag. He'll bless your shopping bag so it's full. That's a way of looking at it, because again, He doesn't want us to be in lack. He wants us to be full, and He wants us to have more than enough for us. And when we do this stuff in obedience, He blesses our stuff. He blesses everything I own, everything that I could possibly have. It's already His, and therefore He blesses it for us so we can use it. The fourth thing He does for you as a blessing, He will curse your enemies. The enemies will fall before you, and they will never prosper. They will flee in 7 different directions. They come at you one way, they flee in 7. There's no need to be worried, because though you may be getting attacked, when the Lord comes through and helps you, they will be fleeing in 7 different directions, because you defeated them. As long as you stay in obedience, God will fight on your behalf, and He will guide you and help you and push for you in your fight and help you. Now this is the problem where we normally go, is we just read the blessings part and we don't read what happens when we're disobedient. we always focus on, okay, well, if I obey this, oh, we're blessed in the city, blessed in the field. You just sit there and you don't really dig in to, okay, what happens when we're disobedient and when we're rebellious, and he won't bless you if you're living a rebellious life. He won't. That's just the way it is, because same way with you and your child. When your child is disobedient, you're not just going to keep giving them stuff, When they ain't going to do their chores, you're not going to give them, whether it's, the affirmation that you won't give them, oh, you're doing such a great job when they're disobeying. You don't do that. That's just not how it works. You won't give them their money. You won't give them their gift that you already said that you would give if they'd obey. But they aren't obeying, so you won't give it to them. And that's the same thing here. He says, I'll give you these blessings if you obey. If you don't obey, this is what will happen, This is what he says, verse 15 through 19, and then verse 25. It says, however, if you do not obey the Lord your God, and do not carefully follow all of his commands and decrees I am giving you today, all of these curses will come upon you and overtake you. You will be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Your basket and kneading trough will be cursed. The fruit of your womb will be cursed, and the crops of your land, and the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. You will be cursed when you come in, and cursed when you go out. And then when you move over to 25, the Lord will cause you to be defeated by your enemies. You will come at them in one direction, and you will flee in seven. And you will become the thing of horror to all kingdoms on the earth. You see, everything that he already promised, he comes back, he says, if you obey me. Now, if you don't obey me, when you think that you'll be coming in blessed, you'll be going in cursed. That's just because of your disobedience. So in order of us to get blessed, we need to obey what he says. We need to read the Bible. As I said yesterday, we need to dig back into the Bible and start reading this again and finding out what his rules or laws are that can get us to the next level in the blessings. When we get to a certain part, we start to fade away from, oh, it's okay if I do a little bit of this, but it's not. A little bit can lead into a large breakthrough of the other stuff that we aren't supposed to do, and that's when we'll start to be, cursed, or that's when we'll start to be defeated by our enemies. We won't stand a chance when we fight by ourselves. We don't stand a chance. When we go through this alone, we don't stand a chance. We can't fight by ourselves. We can't fight on our own, because we need God to help us through every day to get through our battles. And not only do we really just need to read it, we need to live it. You need to live what you read in this Bible, When you start reading, and it says in Psalms 119:10, with my whole heart I seek you, and let not me wander from your commandments. So when you seek, you need to push. You need to push into the Bible. You need to read. You need to find what he says, as in a way of, we can't just be living our own fleshly desires. We can't just live based on what we want to live. We have to live according to the Bible. We need to be holy. We need to, be separated from the world. We need to be different from them. We need to, we need to shine out like a star that is not from this world, And a couple things that we can follow to get us to this, just a couple of these basic, all these basic rules that he had, throughout the Bible. A couple that we need to really follow is his great commandment, which says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and with all your strength. And then love your neighbor as yourself. Now, I'm going to read this verse in the Passion Translation, because it really dives in here, and it says, love the Lord your God with every passion of your heart, with all the energy of your being, and with every thought that is within you. This is the great and supreme commandment. And the second is like it in importance. You must love your friend in the same way you love yourself. Contained within these commandments to love, you will find the meaning of the law and the prophets. So, with every passion of your heart, with all the energy, in your being, and with every thought that is inside you, with all these things, with all your might, everything you have in you should be diving into the Word and living what Christ, lived like. We should be striving to be there and be with Him and live what He was saying. How Jesus lived is how we should try to live. I know that we can't be perfect. But we should strive to get close and, have a couple days where we are living our best, where we can live without sinning once, a day, or where we can push aside our fleshly desires and truly push to live like Christ. And then the second one that we could live by is the Ten Commandments. I know it's in the Old Testament, as we look, and we're not bound by that law anymore, but the Ten Commandments are, we should still be living those today. Honor your father and mother, keep the Sabbath day holy. We go to church on the Sabbath. Do not kill, do not steal, do not lie. All of these things is what we still should be living by, and it shouldn't matter whether it's in the Old Testament or not. That is still relevant for today. It's still relevant. As in everything, do not covet, do not want what your neighbor has. Do not covet anything around what he has. Do not have any other idols above God. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. When you look at these things, we still need to be living those things. Even though it's in the Old Testament, we still need to be living them as they are in the Bible. We should be living the Bible as well as increasing our relationship at that time. We should always be increasing in our relationship, and obedience is a way to do that, because then He blesses you while you're obeying. In the Bible, it describes all these types of sin that we need to stay away from. And when we stay away from sin, that's obeying God. When we fight against sin and not fall into sin, that's when we are obeying God. That's when we're flowing in with Him and we're moving with Him and we're taking our steps with Him. Quickly in Galatians 5, 19 through 21, here's just a couple quick sins that we need to stay away. The acts of flesh, which are sin, are obvious, which is sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and other like this. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. When you live this life of sin, all of these few sins that I've just told you, when we live like that, you won't get the blessings. When you live in, whether it be jealousy or sexual immorality, or if you use witchcraft, selfish ambition, when you live in these ways, you cannot be blessed, because you're only moving by the acts of your flesh. You're moving by sin. You're not moving by the grace of God. You're not moving by God. So, we just need to remember to stay in obedience today. That needs to be on our top priority list of what we do daily, is that we need to stay in obedience today. Thank you guys again for turning in today to our stream. We're really glad of the daily viewers that come in and check on us. Remember that we are on Monday through Friday. We try our best to be there at 11:30 is when we'll start the stream, and then we'll continue through it. We'll give our message a few minutes after 11:30. It's always great to see reoccurring people. It's always great to see all you as our supporters. We just want to remind you that we are fully funded by you, and without you, none of this would be possible. And so, in that, if you can, We would love for you to donate today. If God is pushing something on your heart, a number, just give today. You can hashtag donate, put your number, put the number that you want to give after that, and it'll shoot you a website. You can go to that, and it will take you through all the process to give to us. Or you can go to standingstrongministries.org to give, or the app Standing Strong Ministries, which is on Google Play or the Apple App Store. We would be so glad if you could go and give to us today. Also, we have a new way of giving, which is our text to give. You text 1-888-364-4483. You text STRONG to that number. We would be so glad if you could just give to us and help us today. We again remember to stay in obedience today. Something good is going to happen to you today. Always keep that in your mind. Something good is going to happen to me today. Again, we love you guys. Thank you for always supporting us. We thank you for everything that you've given to us. And we just want to say enjoy the rest of your day. Just have a great day, guys.